Hi, I'm Coach Duncan, also known as the Skating Guy, and today I'm going to talk about talent. I talk a lot about skating. Today I'm just going to talk more generally about sport and about acquiring skills. My master's degree is in motor learning and motor skill acquisition, and what I'm going to talk about today is a little bit controversial. It's not an opinion I've found a lot of people share. Talent does not exist. There is no such thing as talent. There is no inborn ability. There's no natural athleticism. It's not real. It's not real. It's absolutely, unquestionably not real. There's no such thing as talent. There's only skill. Only skill. And skill is acquired. Skill is learned. Skills are something our brain stores. They're a set of instructions our brain stores to tell our bodies what to do. And we can access, they're like little computer programs that we pull access to, say, yeah, tell the arms, tell the legs, tell the feet to do all these things, all in this order. That's what skills are, and we can all learn them. We were all born not knowing how to walk, and yet we can all walk. Are there physical attributes that can be advantageous to an athlete? Absolutely. And in individual sports, big hands, big feet for swimmers, sometimes that's the edge in an individual sport like that between being the best and not. Team sports, we give a little bit more leeway on those sorts of things. Of course, size is a big one, but speed can be acquired. Endurance can be acquired. Strength can be acquired. All those things can be learned. All those things can be acquired. Some of them are physical. Some of them are mental, cognitive. And what's great that's happened in the last 20 years with sport is that we've accepted exercise physiologists into the sport conversation. We've listened to that science, and we've listened to what it can teach us and how it can teach us to become better athletes and how it can teach us to train better athletes. And that's fantastic, and that's a fantastic revolution that's happened. And now we need the same thing to happen with skills. We need the same thing to happen with skills training. People who know, people who understand how the brain acquires a skill, how the brain acquires a motor program and then learns to execute a skill. And listen to those people and listen to the science and bring that into how we train our athletes. And look at how we train our athletes differently, because we need not to look at who's the best athlete, who's the most skilled athlete out here, because that doesn't mean that that's a better athlete. They may be able to perform better at this moment, but when we're talking about training and developing athletes, we need to look at who's going to be the best athletes. We need to look at who has the right desire and attitude toward their sport and toward their training to become the best athlete, because as I cannot emphasize enough, skills are learned, and elite skills are learned in an elite way. They're learned by people that are dedicated to learning them, and they're trained by people that are dedicated to training them, and they've got nothing to do with necessarily how skilled you are today. That doesn't mean you're necessarily going to become more skilled later. It doesn't mean you're going to continue to be the best, especially when you become complacent, which of course we've all seen that happen. I'm sure we can all think of somebody as an athlete where that's happened, but what we don't think about is that other athlete. Who is that other athlete? Who is that athlete that comes from behind? Who's that horse that wins in the last stretch of the race? Skills are learned. Skills can always be learned, and anybody can acquire them. It comes down to how badly do you want to acquire those skills? How badly do you want it, and what effort are you willing to put in? What coaching and training do you have access to? And what coaching and training do you get? And the quality of your training, the quality of your practice, and the quality of your effort. That's what creates skill. Nothing inborn gives you skill. Nothing. There is no such thing as talent. I'm Coach Duncan, also known as the Skating Guy. Remember to keep coming back to theskatingguy.com for more about skating, hockey, training, and athletics in general. Glad to have you here. www.theskatingguy.com.